International Organization Part 1. Bretton Woods Organizations. In this lecture, we are discussing about Bretton Woods Organizations, Bretton Woods Conference background, Bretton Woods Conference features, Articles of Agreement, IMF, IBRD, World Bank groups and GATT. An international organization means an organization with an international membership, scope or presence. There are two main types. International non-governmental organization, that is non-profit organization which is working internationally, such as Amnesty International, Red Cross, etc. And intergovernmental organizations such as United Nations. In this video, we are discussing about International Economic Organization, that is Bretton Woods Organizations. So we are going to discuss Bretton Woods Conference, its background, the resultant organization, IMF, International Monetary Fund, IBRD, World Bank, GATT, and its features. Bretton Woods Conference, 1944. Bretton Woods Conference, or officially known as the United Nations Monetary and Financial Conference, was held during the time of World War II, that is in 1944, in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, from 1st to 22nd July, to make new rules for the post-World War II in international monetary system, to decide what would be the agreement in post-World War era in international monetary system. So let us check the background of Bretton Woods Conference, why there was need for Bretton Woods. And this Bretton Woods Conference led to the creation of IMF, that is International Monetary Fund, and IBRD, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, commonly known as World Bank. Both together known as Bretton Woods twins. That means the IMF and IBRD together known as Bretton Woods twins. And there was another organization, that is GATT, General Agreement on Tariff and Trade. General Agreement on Trade and Tariff, that later became WTO, that is a World Trade Organization. So we will discuss the details of this organization later. First, let us check the background of Bretton Woods Conference. Second World War created huge destruction. It was started in 1939 and ended in 1945. Bombing caused the destruction of houses, buildings and infrastructure. There was decline in production and it led to inflation, means a rise in the general level of price. The 1929 depression and the afterward incident created economic slowdown. Most of the countries increased the trade barrier. It caused the breakdown of international trade. Trade barrier means the restriction for import from other countries. Higher the trade barrier means the less import from other countries. That caused the breakdown of international trade. Importation of foreign products can affect the indigenous production. That is the reason the countries are implementing trade barrier. To protect their own business, all countries increase the trade barrier. So it caused the breakdown of international trade. And the huge loss in war led to infrastructure destruction. So there was a need for infrastructure development. So to rebuild the world economy, US President Roosevelt hosted a conference in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, USA in 1944, which is officially known as United Nations Monetary and Financial Conference. Bretton Woods in USA is the place that conference was held. That's why it's also called as Bretton Woods Conference. The delegates from 44 nations met from 1st to 22nd July in 1944. The US President Roosevelt, the UK Prime Minister Winston Churchill were played major role. It was based on the proposal of the famous economist John Maynard Keynes, the British Treasury Advisor, and his proposal for an international clearing union that led to the formation of IMF, International Monetary Fund. Other economist who played major role was the Harry Dexter White of the United States Treasury Department. The conference was held to recover from the devastation that was created by Second World War, and it caused the establishment of IBRD and IMF. So, Bretton Woods Conference, United Nations Monetary and Financial Conference, that is the official name, that was held from 1st to 22nd July 1944. The place in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, USA. Aimed to rebuild World War economy after Second World War. The important leaders, US President Roosevelt and UK Prime Minister Winston Churchill. The economists played major role. John Maynard Keynes, the British Treasury Advisor. Harry Dexter White from US Treasury Department. The conference was a gathering of 730 delegates from all 44 elite nations. And the accomplishments: Articles of Agreement to create IMF, International Monetary Fund. Articles of Agreement to create IBRD, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. Bretton Woods Conference. The results: Articles of Agreement to create IMF, International Monetary Fund, for stable rate of exchange rate, to provide short-term loans to members experiencing balance of payment difficulties. Balance of payment means the difference in total value between payments into and out of a country over a period. Means the record of economic transaction of residents and non-residents of a country. A negative balance of payment means that more money is flowing out of the country than coming in. More money going out of the country and less money coming into the country. IMF provides short-term loans to member countries for BOP disequilibrium. And the next one, Article of Agreement to create IBRD, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, that's commonly known as World Bank, for the reconstruction after Second World War, especially for infrastructure development, which provides long-term loan for its. And another organization, GATT, General Agreement on Tariff and Trade, to facilitate international trade, which later became WTO, World Trade Organization. And this IMF and IBRD together called as Bretton Woods Twins. Bretton Woods Organization, IMF, the formal existence in December 1945. It began operation 1st March 1947. The headquarters is located in Washington, US. We will discuss the features and other details of IMF, International Monetary Fund, in next video. IBRD, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. The headquarters is located in Washington, US. Established by Bretton Woods Conference in 1944. Became operational in 1946. IBRD and IDA, International Development Association, together known as World Bank. Now there are 189 members in IMF and IBRD. The latest member, Nairobi. Nairobi became 189 member of IMF in April 2016. UN membership is not essential for IMF membership, but IMF membership is compulsory for IBRD membership. World Bank groups, IBRD, that we are already discussed, and the details we will discuss later. And IDA, International Development Association, that was established in 1960. The aim, poverty alleviation and loan to poorest countries. IBRD and IDA together known as World Bank. IFC, International Finance Association, established in 1956, provides equity capital to the private sector. ICSID, International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes, established in 1965. It is Dispute Resolution Organization. MIGA, Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency, established in 1988, promote foreign direct investment into developing countries. These all are together called as World Bank groups. We will discuss the details in later. GATT, General Agreement on Tariff and Trade, established in 1947 after Bretton Woods Conference, and 1995 after Uruguay Round Agreement. It is working as WTO, World Trade Organization. In next video, we will discuss about IMF, International Monetary Fund.